Hello, my name is Valerie, and this is my second poetry collection that I've published on paperback, and the first poetry collection I've ever published on Kindle. So you can get it on Kindle for cheaper, or you could buy it on paperback. I personally suggest that you buy it on paperback, not because it costs more. I actually benefit financially. I benefit more from you buying Kindle, but I would rather you buy it on paperback if you're interested, because it has artwork in it, and I think it's just really nice to have like the physical copy of these poems with the in color print artwork. So there's something I call mannequin art sprinkled throughout this whole book, and these are kind of like dolls. They're these humanoid figures that I like to draw, and they're very feminine. They're nude with a few pieces, maybe a headpiece, maybe a scarf, I don't know, weird little things, fishnets, very feminine creatures that I call mannequins, and they're throughout this book because the book, titled Rather Be Haunted, is based on kind of owning up to your own humanity and experiencing emotions and what it means to be a human being. So for me, this theme revolved around love, heartbreak, unfortunately, grief, and very emotional aspects of my life for the past few years, all written out through rhymes, through prose pieces. And the reason that it's called Rather Be Haunted and why it has these mannequins is because all of these emotions and the spiritual growth that I go throughout this, and it is chronological, the poetry, so all the spiritual growth and learning how to be human, it's something that I kind of call in my own head being haunted by your own humanity. Something that I recently had happen to me. Almost a year ago, my dog passed away, and I don't know if this ties into why this was happening to me, but sounds crazy, but I started seeing ghosts at the end of August for like 4 months. I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would see figures in my room, and they always made me very happy. They didn't scare me at all, but it was the weirdest thing. I've always wanted to have like ghost seeing abilities because I'm so intrigued by ghosts and anything supernatural and paranormal. And then it just started happening, and the only thing I can think of, what changed in my life, the only thing I can think of is my dog died. I started seeing ghosts. I don't see them anymore, and they completely stopped visiting me in the middle of the night as soon as I got a new dog. And I don't think that's a coincidence. But the reason why I'm talking about that is because I took that literal thing that happened to me and I applied it to this whole theme of being haunted. And I personally don't think anything in the universe is a mistake. I think everything's on purpose, and I very much think I saw those ghosts for a reason, and I think they actually, whether it was real or not, if it was just in my head or not, we don't know. If it was just in my head, it still was real to me, and it still mirrored what was happening to me psychologically at that time. So this whole haunted experience, this whole having emotions of grief and really bad heartbreak and just dealing with interpersonal relations, they're all things that are part of being human, and they're things that I didn't experience so much until my adulthood because I put off a lot of growth and experiencing very normal human things like love and attraction to people and things like that. I didn't experience till later, at the age of 21 on. I'm 25 now, going to be 26. Didn't experience those things until I was older. Didn't have those feelings in high school. Did not understand as a teenager what love was or attraction. Couldn't understand it at all. So, and I didn't have friends when I was in high school because I dealt with an eating disorder that took me out of school for a year, and really bad obsessive compulsive disorder, which this does talk about, because obsessive compulsive disorder is something that haunts you. Obsessions haunt. I think of them as ghosts. So I dealt with those growing up, and that's why the first poetry book I wrote was more about being an artist and isolated and being in my own head, and now this second one is more about being out in the real world and experiencing real things. And that's what I think it means to learn how to be human, and I would rather be haunted by my own humanity than live a hollow life and not have love or heartbreak or even grief, because those are important things for being alive. And that's why I wrote this. So that was kind of long-winded. I'm looking at this, it's 5 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to post this in an Instagram post, but I just wanted to say that, and I hope you are interested in buying this because it's a really good book. I made the price as low as possible so that I could still not, so that I wouldn't lose money. So it is $22.99 hard copy. I wish it could be less expensive, but it's because there's colored art inside here, and it was important for me to do that. So that was the lowest I could get it and not lose money. So the only way I get a profit is if I made it at that minimum. So if you're interested, feel free to buy it. I think you will like it. It's very emotional, and I'm not going to say any more, but it's emotional. So yeah, I guess that's all I can say without a script in front of me. I'm just winging it right now. Thank you. Bye.